Welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Seattle Area Independent School Virtual College Fair. We have a killer lineup of institutions for you to hear from this evening. But before I turn it over to them, I have a couple of quick housekeeping items. First off, my name is Courtney and I'm going to be your facilitator tonight. Secondly, this is a webinar, and that means your camera and your microphone are off. So our panelists aren't going to be able to see you or hear you, but we do know that you'll have some questions for them. So please feel free to use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you note the institution that you're directing your question to and then type your question. That'll make sure that they are able to answer appropriately and most effectively. This is also a really fun way to learn about colleges and universities. So there's a whole hour after this, and so we hope that you'll sign up for additional sessions. This session is being recorded, and all the sessions that are happening this afternoon are being recorded and will be available afterwards at strivescan.com/SAIS. So I'm now going to turn it over to our first presenter. I have the opportunity of introducing you first to Colorado College. Take it away, Cody, whenever you're ready.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Courtney. And I'm just going to share my screen for my little presentation. Great. So just to kick things off, I wanted to introduce myself first. My name is Cody Leong, and I use he, him, his pronouns. I'm an admission counselor at Colorado College, but I'm also very fortunate to say that I'm an alum of the College as well, graduating pretty recently in 2019. I just wanted to say thank you all for taking the time out of your afternoons to join us today. And throughout this quick presentation, I just wanted to touch on a few things that I think show the unique perspective that we have here at Colorado College. So first off, I'm going to talk a little bit about the location. We're a liberal arts college located in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. We're actually the only liberal arts school that's located in the entire Rocky Mountain time zone. So we're located in the city of Colorado Springs, which is about an hour south of Denver, and it's home to about 700,000 people throughout the metropolitan area. And the reason why I mentioned that is it has everything that you need from a big city, whether that's restaurants, things to do, anything like that. Another wonderful thing about Colorado Springs as well is it has great access to the outdoors. You can see Pikes Peak from campus, which is known as America's Mountain, and America the Beautiful was actually written for that mountain. And the city itself has over 300 miles of hiking and biking trails within city limits alone, And we have over 300 days of sunshine each and every year, so you have ample opportunity in order to take advantage of that. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about our wonderful community and a wonderful campus and the students that live there. We have an easily walkable campus that's about 90 acres in size, and it's highly residential, and it's home to the majority of our 2,200 students. And what that means is it produces a very tight-knit community amongst both the students and the professors as well. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is our smaller class sizes. We have a 10-to-1 student ratio, and our average class size is 16 students. And what that allows you to do is allows you to get to know not just your professors very well, but also your classmates very well. It's very common for professors to have students over to their houses for meals, and you really have an ability to know each and every person in your class. Speaking from my own experience, I'm still on a first name basis with all of my professors. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about our most unique quality, which is something called the block plan. And you may ask, what is the block plan? So what it is, it's our academic plan that we're on. We're still on a semester system, but within that semester, it looks a little bit different. On the block plan, you only take one class at a time as a block that lasts 3.5 weeks. And during that 3.5 week period, that's the only class you're enrolled in. During that time, you'll cover about a semester's worth of material within that 3.5 week period, and you'll be able to complete all of your final exams and anything like that within that period. You take 4 blocks a semester, 8 blocks during an academic year, so you're still taking the same amount of credit as you would any other college or university. The block plan has some inherent advantages. For example, it really allows you to do a deep dive in the subject of whatever course you may be in. This could be an author's entire body of work, or this could be some specific area of biology. You get to do all of this all without balancing several classes at once. For example, on the block plan, you never have to worry about studying for an English exam when you have a test the next day, because it's all on this, you only take one class. This also means at the end of the semester, you don't have a finals week because you have completed all those final exams throughout the course of the semester. You may also wonder, why is it only 3.5 weeks? Why not 4? And the reason for that is after each block, you have 4.5 day block break. And I'll talk about that later on. And it's totally up to you what you'd like to do with that time. I'd like to mention our playground in the area that we call home. As I mentioned earlier, we're located in the heart of the Rocky Mountain West, which really means it grants us ample opportunities to really take learning beyond the classroom through our various field study and study abroad programs. One of the greatest things about the block lane is its schedule flexibility. And because you're only in one class at once, you can get off campus for a day, a couple of days, a week, and a couple of weeks, not have to worry about missing other classes. For example, say you're in an introduction to geology class, what better way to learn about geology than really taking a two and a half week field trip throughout the entire Southwest and seeing all those rocks you're reading about in person. This also extends to studying abroad as well. Say you don't have the flexibility in your schedule to study abroad for an entire year or a semester. Nice thing is we offer a huge range of 1 to 2 block courses. So you can take 1 block abroad, 2 blocks abroad, then be able to come back to campus. And it's like you were never off campus in the first place. And this is something that we very much value, taking learning beyond the classroom and experiential education in general. And so during their time here, 100% of students take part in some kind of field study experience, regardless of their major, and 80% of students have the ability to go abroad. I'd like to finish out my presentation by talking about what's my personal favorite part of Colorado College, speaking as an alumni, which is our community. As I mentioned before, our campus is highly residential and most of our student body lives on campus. What that means is you really get to build great relationships with your peers. Those 4.5-day block breaks, as I mentioned, it's entirely up to you what you'd like to do with that with your friends and really engage the larger community. You can go on a trip with our after education program that offers over 130 different trips during each and every season of the year. Or you could go on a service trip with one of our 120 plus active student clubs and organizations, which use that as a time to really get off campus and engage with the community as a whole. That's pretty much Colorado College in short, and I'd love to answer any questions that you may have. And I'd also like to mention as well, if you'd like to meet some members of our community, you can take part in one of our many virtual engagement opportunities. We offer virtual info sessions. We have virtual tour online. We have one-on-ones with students called Cub Chats, and we also have interviews as well. So looking forward to any questions that you may have in the chat. Thank you.
Cody, thank you so much to you and Colorado College. Just a reminder to the audience, if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Note the college or university that you're addressing those questions to, and then type out your question. Next up, I have the opportunity to introduce to you the University of St. Andrews. John, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you very much, Courtney. Let me share my screen here. And bit like Cody, I will talk a bit about the university, the town, and the academics, because the system is unique, distinct, and has a slightly different academic structure. What really makes St. Andrews stand out, however, is first of all, the college town. And you can see a picture of that town to give you an idea. From the bottom end to the top end of that picture takes about 20 minutes to walk. And what's unique about St. Andrews is students ask me all the time, am I looking at this picture? Am I looking at the town, or am I looking at the campus? And I have to say it's actually both. The town and the campus completely integrated. The coffee shop will be next to your residence hall, with a library maybe a block away, and a classroom building 2 blocks down the street. This means if you're looking for the kind of campus where you can be a bit anonymous, you probably should keep on going after you've considered St. Andrews, because every time you step your foot out the door, you're probably going to run across people that you know. Giving you a concept of size and scale here as well, the university has about 9,000 students, about 6,000 undergrads, about 1,500 of those are actually American students. So you see a fair number of them, about 3,000 graduates, and the town has about 20,000 total. So students, everything revolves around the town. Next thing is the academic structure. The academic structure is very distinct and unique at St. Andrews, unlike US systems. So we really focus on both breadth and depth. Some of you may be a little bit more familiar or heard of the English system where you only take courses in your major. That is not the case at St. Andrews. However, you do gain admission to study what we call a single or a joint honors degree. You gain admission to study a specific subject. If you're in the Faculty of Arts, International Relations, History, Classics, those kinds of subjects, you're going to do 3 subjects each year in your first 2 years. The difference between the Scottish system and the English system here is 40% of students who go to St. Andrews actually end up changing what they are studying from what they gained entry into. That doesn't mean you can gain entry into biology and decide you're going to be a history major, however. If you're studying in the Faculty of Arts, you have to stay in the Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Science, everything in the Faculty of Science. But if you've gained admissions to do history and you discover and you take philosophy in year 1 and year 2 and you discover you actually like it more, no problem. You can change to philosophy, you can make it a joint honors degree and do both history and philosophy. So we like that you get some breadth, but it really a lot more on the depth. And students studying in the Faculty of Arts, you're never going to take a course in the Faculty of Science. So for the English majors, no biology or math. For the biology majors, no English. So that's basically the academic structure. As I said, quite different from what you may be used to. The third part I like to life in St. Andrews. We are over 600 years old. That means there's an awful lot of tradition and a lot of fun things to be involved with. 9,000 students means there's always a lot going on. Over 150 clubs. Close to 25% of our students are actually participating on sports teams. So they and those teams range from being intercollegiate, playing other universities, to just playing local other students at the university. And that kind of sums up University of St. Andrews. And I am happy to turn it back over to Courtney now.
John, thank you so much to you and the University of St. Andrews. Our next institution will be Union College. Susan, take it away whenever you're ready. Susan, you're on mute, I think.
Right? You would think after a year and a half of doing Zoom, I would learn that, but haven't done that yet. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Union College, we're coming back across the pond to the east coast of the United States. In the state of New York, we're in the Capital District, so about 20 minutes from the state capital of Albany. We are located in Schenectady, New York, which is a small city, about 67,000 people. And our campus of over 100 acres is about a 10-minute walk into downtown Schenectady. So Union, the distinctions that you'll find. We are a liberal arts college that also offers extensive STEM opportunities. We have ABET accredited engineering programs. So we're one of only about 15 colleges in the country that have that mix. The liberal arts of 2,200 undergraduate students. We do not have any graduate students at Union, but it allows the students to have a broad range of academic programs. About 50% of our students will be majoring in something in a STEM field, and about 50% of our students will major in something in the social science, humanities, or the arts. But what I think is really special about Union is the fact that 80% of our students are going to pursue more than one academic discipline. So if you're the type of person who has an interest in STEM, but also wants to continue studying a language, or you have an interest in the arts, but want to study some environmental science, Union is the type of institution where you'll be able to do that. When you apply to Union, you're applying to the college, you're not applying into a specific academic program. So all students have some time once they get to campus to explore different academic programs as they're fulfilling our Common Core curriculum. All of our courses are taught by our professors. As I said, we are just an undergraduate college. So one of the things that I find most special about Union is the fact that you are making these connections with everyone on campus. Your classes are small. Average introductory classes are 21 students, and upper level classes average 14 students. This is the type of environment where you have to engage in the classroom discussions. Professors want to know your perspectives. They want to know your opinions. They are going to call upon you. You cannot hide in the back of a classroom at Union. Our faculty are also, though, all doing research. And I think that's an important element at Union because so many of our students will also be conducting undergraduate research. We have 3 immersive experiences that a great number of our students take, and certainly that research is one of those. About 75% of our students will do research. Some of those students will start doing research with faculty as early as the end of their first year. And by senior year, majority of our students are going to be completing the senior research project or thesis or creative work. So it might be someone in engineering who is designing the Baja vehicle that they take to national competitions. It might be someone in economics who's studying the effects of Amazon a couple of years ago raising their minimum wage. It could be someone in the English department who has written a book of poems. So whatever you have an interest in, you'll be able to do that. Another thing that a large percentage of our students will take advantage of are study abroad programs. And we have about 60% of our students who study abroad, and those are students from all academic departments. The other thing that a lot of our students take advantage of are internships. We know that we should be preparing you for life after Union, and by having these experiences in the job market and being exposed to many different careers will help you decide what step you want to take in the future. Like the other 2 schools that you've just heard about, Union also has a unique academic calendar. So we have a 3-term calendar. So our students have 3 10-week terms. We're just a week into our fall term right now. Students therefore have the month of December off from campus, and a number of students will study abroad during that time or will do an internship during that time. But what's special about the trimester calendar is that you are only taking 3 classes per term. So Colorado College, you'd be taking 1, we're taking 3. So we're kind of in the middle. So it allows you to focus in on those 3 subjects throughout that 10-week term, and then you get to switch your subjects for the next term. So the students really appreciate that. We also have a very strong sense of community at Union. So we have about 130 clubs and organizations, everything from Youth Sustain to the Beekeeping Club, to the Ballroom Dancing Club, to the Student Forum. We have 26 varsity sports for Division I in men's and women's ice hockey, and Little Old Union won the national championship about 5 years ago in men's hockey. But we also have Division III sports, club sports, and intramural sports. Our unique program at Union is our Minerva House system. And so there are a system of 7 houses, and every incoming first-year student is assigned to a Minerva House. So that's a wonderful opportunity to kind of connect with people that you might not have class with, or you might not living in the same residence hall with, or you might not be in the same clubs or organizations. The Minerva House system also provides students with great amount of leadership roles, and it also has added to the breadth and depth of what's going on campus. We also have a lot of community service opportunities. The one last thing that I will mention is that we are a test optional school and have been test optional for about 14 years. We have 3 application opportunities: early decision, early action, and regular decision. And we have lots of virtual programming for you all to take advantage of. I will put my email address in the chat, so if you do have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Thanks for joining.
Susan, thanks so much to you and Union College. That 6 minutes goes by super, super fast. We've heard from 3 great institutions, but we still have a handful to go. So next up, you'll have the opportunity to hear from Willamette University. Kylie, take it away whenever you're ready.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Willamette University. My name is Kylie Kistner. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm your admission counselor here at Willamette. I'd like to take the next 6 minutes to tell you a bit of Willamette's story and introduce you to just a few of the things that make us unique. My hope is that these few minutes will inspire you to want to spend more time with us through a virtual or in-person visit. Willamette is located in Salem, Oregon, the state capital, in the heart of the beautiful Willamette Valley. We are a liberal arts college supported by graduate programs in business, law, and theology. We're located in a part of the country that is sought after for its natural beauty, diverse ecosystems, outdoor opportunities, and many places to explore. Willamette is the most historic university in the Western United States, founded before Oregon was even a state. Willamette began to educate and shape innovative leaders right from the beginning, including our very first graduate, Emily York. As things like business, government, education, medicine, and social systems were being established in the American West, it was Willamette alumni who were equipped with an education that allowed them to quickly make an impact as these industries literally grew up around us. I mention our history because it's important to understand Willamette's rich heritage in order to understand who we are as an institution now. Willamette's legacy of leadership and impact in the community is exactly what current Willamette students find here today. We are a place that takes knowledge and turns it into action. Our predecessors gave us a motto that informs the current Willamette experience in a very real way. The motto that was established at our founding is "Not unto ourselves alone are we born." Our motto sums up what those early alumni knew from their time at Willamette. We are in the world together, and our education should be a time when we practice and explore how we will have an impact on others. We talk about the motto a lot and continually challenge ourselves to live it in new and varied ways. Willamette does an exceptional job of providing students with occasions, both in and out of the classroom, to practice this idea of the motto, of making positive change through leadership, service, and innovation. In the classroom, Willamette students meet in small groups where highly engaged faculty lead primarily discussion-based classes. These small groups are interactive and designed to help students develop the important skills that will see them through their lives and careers. Skills like critical thinking, creative problem solving, and the ability to consider varied perspectives. Our faculty are accomplished academics. They research, write, and publish extensively, but first and foremost, they are teachers. Willamette faculty serve as mentors who help our students really learn to learn so they can grow and change as the world around them changes. It's no wonder Willamette has had more Oregon Professors of the Year than any other college in the state by quite a margin. We feel strongly that the incredible classroom environment at Willamette is critically supported by experiential and co-curricular activities. Things like study abroad, hands-on research, and internships are the interactive out-of-class experiences that all Willamette students participate in. Our unique location contributes significantly to our ability to provide these opportunities. So let me tell you a little bit about our place in the world. We are an urban campus set in the center of Salem's quaint downtown corridor, and we are the only campus in the nation that sits directly across the street, 76 feet to be exact, from the state capitol building. You can imagine the internship and research opportunities that abound for our students in everything from politics to economics to psychology and data science, simply because of our proximity to and long relationship with state government. Also unique to our location is the positioning of Salem Health, one of Oregon's largest hospitals, which is directly adjacent to campus. Our thriving pre-health program is well supported by our proximity to this medical resource. Willamette also owns a 305-acre outdoor living laboratory called Xena, where students can literally dig in the dirt of this unique region, restoring habitats, participating in forestry, and even growing vegetables. Finally, Willamette is also co-located with Tokyo International University of America. The American Studies program brings 100 Japanese students to live and learn with us in Salem each year. We value the experiential learning that comes from the exchange students who share our campus, as well as the amazing opportunities that students find while participating in the 66 study abroad programs we offer. As you can see, Willamette is physically located in such a way that we are literally surrounded by opportunities for our students to extend their learning beyond campus. There's so much more to say, but before my time is up, I just want to mention that Willamette uses the Common Application. We review applications holistically, and we've been fully test optional for several years. We never charge a fee to apply because we don't want that to be a barrier for any student seeking access to Willamette. And every applicant is considered for our generous financial aid awards. Willamette encourages applications from bright, diverse, prepared students who want to make an impact and interact with learning with challenging ideas. If you want to be part of the deep traditions and history that have made Willamette the shaper of innovative leaders, I hope you'll take the time to learn more about us. Visit our website to explore our extensive virtual and in-person opportunities. And don't hesitate to reach out to our office directly if you have any more questions.
Kylie, thanks so much to you and Willamette University. Next up, we have Whitworth University. Take it away, Ruth, whenever you're ready.
Awesome, thank you. All right, go ahead and get started. I am last but not least, hopefully, today, and just really excited to get a chance to give you just a quick nutshell of Whitworth University. Whitworth, in a tiny phrase, we are a small private Christian liberal arts and sciences school in Spokane, Washington. So just on the other side of the state from you all. And we're definitely a different kind of place than what all those words individually might mean. And so I'm just going to take a little bit of time to go through that in the 6 minutes that we have today. And the very first place I want to start is actually our mission. Our mission is something that we talk about on campus all the time. It's incredibly central to everything we do. It's something that everybody on campus knows and has memorized, not because we make you memorize it as part of orientation, but because we talk about it so much and because it is easy to remember. Our mission is to give our diverse student body an education of the mind and heart to equip our graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. And there's a lot in that mission that I think really exemplifies us, from specifying that we want to give our diverse student body, so calling out the importance of diversity and that we need to support that, from highlighting that we focus on both the mind and the heart, and so it is an entire community experience for our students, and that we really want to make change makers in this world. Obviously, we are a Christian university, but just to make that very clear, we have never in our history since our founding in 1890 had a faith requirement for our students. So we have students from all different faith backgrounds, and while there certainly are many Christian students on campus, there are also students from every other faith background imaginable, and we actively want that because we want our students to come to campus and meet people who disagree with them, challenge their ideas, and figure out how to navigate that through a really close-knit and loving community that we have on campus. So that kind of looks like in practice. We are a small school, so about 2,300 students, although technically the typical small liberal arts college is actually usually a lot smaller than that. Many of us here are around this size today, so it's, I think, a good balance. 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And that student to faculty ratio is really important because we are consistently ranked top 3 in the West for best undergraduate teaching. And in fact, it's a tradition to take your professors out to coffee one-on-one every semester. If you do that, you both get free coffee or tea or hot chocolate. You get to sit by one of our many fireplaces in our coffee shops and really, truly build a mentor relationship really from your very first week on campus that we know is transformational and results in things like 95% of our students being employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduating, which we're really proud of. We also are unique from other small universities in just how many programs we offer, over 100, which can be unusual for a school of our size. And so there's a lot, as you can see here. Health sciences are really popular, but we also have an amazing education program, psychology, English, communication studies, computer science, and just so many other things. If you're curious, there's that link at the bottom, and you can go read more about all of these programs, and I'll also copy that link in the chat when I am done here as well. But then the other side of that mind, right? So mind and heart is the heart part. And it's really important that you know that my absolute favorite thing about Whitworth is actually the community. It's truly the first thing I noticed when I walked on campus. It just feels warm and friendly. And I can't explain that unless you come and visit. You really should come visit if you get a chance to. But all of these things are a part of that. So the rigorous academics, the really close-knit residential life, clubs and intramurals, rich cultural diversity, amazing visual and performing arts programs, and winning Division III college athletics as well. So there really is something for everyone. And part of that comes from our location in Spokane. Many of you may have spent some time in Spokane, or maybe just driven through, or maybe not really thought about it a lot, but we are on the other side of the state. But we are the second largest city in Washington, quickly growing. This number started with a 5 a couple years ago. So there's a ton of great things going on. I love the foodie scene. There's amazing restaurant scene, so many great activities, athletic events. but also we have that 4-season climate, and we have 5 different ski resorts within like an hour of campus. So there's quite a few really great things going on, both in Spokane, on campus, and just outside of Spokane as well. So it's kind of a good mix of all worlds. So if this sounds like an intriguing place to you, it is completely free to apply to Whitworth. We don't have an application fee and haven't for a really long time. We accept the Common App or the Whitworth app on our website. We don't care which one you do whichever is easiest for you. And we have streamlined our academics. So we require your application and a high school transcript, but everything else is up to you to put your best foot forward in the application process. So if you want us to read an essay, great, submit that. If you want us to consider your test scores, awesome, but you absolutely do not have to. We've been test optional for 14 years. Academic recommendations, certainly also optional, especially considering you may not have had a class in person with a teacher in a very long time. And so getting a recommendation may cause you a lot of stress. Don't let that stress you out. Let's help you with that application process. We read everything holistically. We want to get to know you and find your spot here at Whitworth. And then the other thing to know about Whitworth is that 100% of incoming students receive financial aid. And we do have just a host of different scholarships you can see here. That link is really the most important part of this slide so that you can see all the different scholarships and learn more about them. So yeah, hopefully that tells you a little bit about Whitworth. My contact information is here, and you can scan that QR code if you're interested in learning more. I'm also going to copy some of this information in the chat as well. Thank you all.
Ruth, thanks so much to you and Whitworth University. I'd now like to invite all of our panelists to turn back on their cameras, and we will go round robin in the same order that you presented originally to answer a couple of questions. So the first question is, what would you like students to remember about your college or university? And Cody, you're up first.
Great, thank you, Courtney. I would say the thing that I would, if you remember one thing from my presentation, is to think about the flexibility that the block plan offers, whether that's in an academic setting or a break or over your block break. And your class, one block it could be something that you're pursuing your major, or it could be something you're tangentially interested in. And that same flexibility extends to block breaks as well. You can stick around on campus, hang out with your friends, go off campus and get involved in the outdoors or get involved in the larger community. But I would say, yeah, I'd say remember the flexibility of the plan offers if you take one thing away from this presentation.
Well, it looks like he may have frozen on us, so I'll just take it next, and then we'll wing it from here, guys. So one thing I realize I want to stress about St. Andrews is we are on the about a 10-hour flight away. We actually accept the Common App like most U.S. institutions. We make applications or applying as easy as possible. We also look at you as a whole student when reviewing those applications. So your test scores alone aren't going to rule you out. Your recommendations won't rule you out. So consider applying. And finally, we also do accept, we can provide U.S. federal financial aid student loans. Most people don't realize, even though you're at a foreign institution, you can still get student loans. So give it a try and apply. And I guess I hand it over to Susan now.
Thank you, John. So I guess your takeaway from Union hopefully is that you'll realize Union is the type of institution where you can pursue a number of different academic interests. We have over 50 undergraduate majors and minors, and you can combine them in any sorts of ways that you would like to combine them.
I'll just reiterate our experiential learning emphasis. We actually have an experiential learning requirement that all students must fulfill through study abroad, research, or an internship. So we really want our students to be able to go out and get those experiences to start building up their resume for graduate school or for their future career, and to really be able to apply what they're learning inside the classroom outside of it.
And I just really want to emphasize Whitworth's focus on that mind and heart education. It really means that Our educational experience, we're known for being academically rigorous, so you are going to get awesome academics, but you are really going to be challenged and grow as a person, emotionally, personally, spiritually, morally, in every way. We really want you to come out the other side just feeling so proud of who you are and what you have the potential to accomplish.
So now I'm going to tap into your expertise because all of you are college admissions experts. What is one myth you'd like to debunk about the admissions process? I'm sure that you have heard and seen quite a few. So we'll go in that same order, Colorado College and Cody up first.
Absolutely, thank you. So I'd say one myth I'd like to debunk is, I think all of my colleagues here will agree that we're not, a lot of people are under the impression that us as college admission reps, we're looking for reasons to deny people or deny applications. But please understand that all of us are we're looking for reasons to advocate rather than deny. So anything that helps you tell us your story to us, anything like that, please share it with us. And we can advocate you with information if we don't have it. So I would say if there's information that you think is relevant, telling your story to us, we completely understand that for the first year of high school is hard for everybody. So if you have a grade that you're not proud of, tell us about it. And we're not looking for reasons to be oh, this student will not be offered admission, but just please understand that we're coming from a place of growth and we want to find reasons to advocate for you as an applicant.
Thanks, Cody. I'll take it now. I think one of the great myths is the ranking game. And that is schools ranking where they fall on that. You know what? Choosing a college, choosing a university is a very personal choice, and you're going to find the place that fits for you. That's what's the most important thing. Don't worry about those rankings. You need to find the place where you can succeed, you feel comfortable. Love to tell the experience of my daughter who actually went around and counted the shoes and wanted to find a place where the students wore different kinds of shoes. The last thing she wanted was to be at a college where everybody wore the same kind of shoes. So that was one of her things she took into account. You find what works for you.
Okay, and I'm going to kind of combine those two things. And I think there is a myth out there that, colleges, like Cody said, only accept 3, 4, 5%. There are many, many colleges, and many of us accept well beyond those small percentages, 30, 40, 50, 60%. So like Cody said, we're looking for reasons to admit. But like John said, there are so many wonderful institutions out there. I mean, you heard 5 of us tonight. We all have different things to say, but we're all really wonderful institutions. You're going to find those few institutions that will really fit what you're looking for and what you need.
I think the myth I'd like to debunk is that your admission counselor is a scary person. We're really all here to just help you, give you the information that you need about where we work and how to apply. And so we're really just here to support you throughout this process. And all the admission people I met have been so nice. So we're really just here for you.
Yeah, totally agreed with all of that. And I think I'm going to expand a little bit on what Kylie said, because I was also going to say that exact thing, but just to go a little deeper, a lot of students sort of think, oh, I left this out of the application, or I made a mistake, or this didn't get sent correctly. So that's it, I'm done. Every spring I have conversations with a student who's like, I just never applied because I missed this one thing, or I asked the wrong person and they never submitted a recommendation, so I just never applied. We are here to help you and serve you. Please, please, please reach out to us. Some of us are certainly going to be a lot stricter about deadlines than others, but you do not know that until you ask. And you also, if there is something incorrect in your application or something has changed, we just want to know it so we can give you the absolute best shot possible. We really want to believe in you and want to help you and want to serve you. So I promise we're not here to scare you. We're not looking for reasons to get rid of you or deny you. We just want to help you.
So to tap into your expertise one more time, Quickly, what is your best piece of advice that you would give a student or family going through the college search or the college admissions process? And we'll start with Cody again.
Definitely. Thank you. So the one piece of advice that I would give, it's like touches on all the things that myself, my other colleagues have mentioned. But throughout this process, from where you are in the process, whether it's coming up with a list of schools that you're interested in order to like finally deciding where to apply to, I just remember at the end of the day, this is your college decision as a student. Like even if like your friends say, oh, I'm really interested in this school, or your parents or your family members say like, oh, apply to this school. Remember that this is your college experience that you're going to make, and know what identify early on what you're looking for, like maybe at the beginning of the process, and really don't forget about those things as you're like looking through a list of colleges, because there's a lot of colleges out there, and being grounded in your own thoughts of what you like will really help you like narrow down your list of places to eventually apply and eventually attend.
Thanks, Cody. I think related to that, I would certainly say it's about being genuine in your essay and what you're listing as your activities and all of those kind of things. It's not a popularity contest. It's not trying to see who's accomplished the most. It's about being the genuine you. And you know what? As we recognize that you're being who you really are, that's what gets you admitted. That's what gets you respected by the schools. That's the most important thing you can do.
And I would say enjoy the process. You'll visit some beautiful schools, you'll visit some beautiful parts of the country or the world, and have fun in it. I know with my 3 daughters, it was really fun going from place to place and kind of getting impressions and seeing all the different shoes that people are wearing and things like that. So enjoy. It's a fun experience. Everyone ends up at a school that's great for them. And so enjoy that process as you're going through it.
I'll build off of what John was saying and just add that as you're filling out your application, make sure you're really taking your time and filling in as much information as you can, especially in your activity section. You're really listing everything that you're doing in those activities, and that your essay is really communicating what you want it to communicate. So just take your time and give us all the information that you can.
Awesome. And then my piece of advice actually is about scholarships. So some of you may know this, but the hardest conversations I have are every April with students who just wish they had started applying to outside scholarships. So scholarship organizations that aren't affiliated with specific colleges. They often wish they'd started that process early, and they're starting it in April of their senior year, which is gonna be too late. Some of those deadlines maybe were September 1st, and maybe it's already a little too late for some of them, but most of them are still available. This is the right time if you're a senior to start applying to outside scholarships. And most outside scholarships are very similar in requirements, with some exceptions. They often require an essay, a resume, a letter of recommendation. And if you have just a couple of common essay topics and all those other things ready to go, you can easily tweak an essay to fit a scholarship prompt and apply to like sometimes 5 or 6 scholarships within an hour every Sunday afternoon during this time frame. Set it aside for yourself as just what you do, maybe every Sunday between 2 to 3. And that's going to be a really great way to maximize your chances of getting the most possible funding you can get. And you just don't want to be sad in April. So future you will thank current you for taking the time to do that now.
And I would just add, I hope that you're taking to heart what all of these wonderful professionals are saying. And I hope that you also heard them say that they are there for you. And so please don't hesitate to reach out to them with your questions. And to reiterate what Susan said, have a little fun. This is a really, really special time in your life. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. As you close out, there'll be a quick 5-question survey. So we hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. There is still 1 whole hour of these sessions. I hope that you found this really fun way to learn about a lot of different colleges and universities. So we hope that you'll sign up for more sessions. And this session was recorded along with all of the sessions that were happening this afternoon and will be available at strivescan.com/SAIS. Thank you so much and have a great college search. Bye, everyone.